This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
There is a widespread custom for Jews to eat matzah on Pesach Sheini. The Likutei Marich brings down that Anshe Maisa, pious individuals, eat matzah on Pesach Sheini. And this seems to be, as the Sefer HaTodah points out, a commemoration of the fact that when the Beis HaMikdash stood and if a Jew was not able to bring the Karban Pesach on Yud Dalet Nisan, if perhaps he was Tameh or he was far away, he would come and offer, we would give him a second chance to bring the Karban Pesach on Yud Dalet Iyar. But the question is, most Jews brought it on Yud Dalet Nisan, very few Jews would bring it on Yud Dalet Iyar. Why eat matzah in commemoration of somebody who may have been tameh, or in commemoration of somebody who didn't have a chance to bring the Pesach Rishon? In fact, the question was asked of Reb Chaim Kanievsky, Gadol Hadar, and this is recorded in the Shalsei Tshuvos Rivvos Ephraim. They asked Reb Chaim Kanievsky, is this a legitimate minhag? Is this a minhag that all Jews should abide by? And Reb Chaim Kanievsky said, Zeh minhag chasidi. This is a Hasidic custom. Which means, if you're Hasidish, and your father and your grandfather originate and shtam, as they say in Yiddish, come from Hasidim, so this is a Hasidic custom, and it should be continued. But if you're not Hasidish, then this is not a custom, Reb Chaim Kanievsky says. In fact, he writes, Ve'etzleinu ein nahag. By us, we don't do it. Perhaps, though, we could offer some insight into this Minhag Yisrael. Perhaps we could offer a new insight. And that is, Rabbi Yaakov Emden writes in his Siddur, what he says is a Tam Chadash, a new reason for Pesach Sheini that was revealed to him from heaven that nobody ever said before. And that is, Rabbi Yaakov Emden says, the Pasuk tells us the Jewish people consumed the man in the desert for 40 years. But the Gemara asks, it wasn't 40 years, because the man stopped when they entered Israel, about Tesvav Nisan, and it began 40 years earlier on Tesvav Iyar. So actually, it's 40 years, missing 30 days, because the man didn't start to fall on Pesach. The man didn't fall until 30 days after they left Egypt. So really, the man fell for 39 years and 11 months. Well, Chazal tell us that the matzah they took out of Mitzrayim actually stayed with them and tasted like man for 30 days. In other words, the matzah they took out of Egypt had the taste of matzah, had the taste of man, and lasted for 30 days. That matzah was depleted on Yud Dalet Iyar. So Yud Dalet Iyar was a very interesting day. It was the day where they were eating matzah, and it was the day when the man began to fall. They started to eat chametz. So too, says Rabbi Yaakov Emden, Pesach Sheini, the reason why we could continue and have a second chance to bring a Karban Pesach on Pesach Sheini is because the Zman, the time of Yetzias Mitzrayim, continued for another 30 days. It's like we didn't leave Egypt yet fully because the taste of the matzah that we brought out of Egypt continued for another 30 days. This is why in Pesach Sheini we have matzah and chametz. This then may be a reason for the custom of eating matzah on Pesach Sheini to commemorate the fact that the Yetzias Mitzrayim was nimshach, it continued until Pesach Sheini, and on that day began the new era for Klal Yisrael. This may be a new reason for the custom of eating matzah on Pesach Sheini.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.